It's your girl Aaliyah. Welcome back to Love Locks and Other Stuff. I got another video for you today. Not your traditional video. Today I got a story for you. It's a love story, mine. But first, let me say welcome to all my new subscribers and to those of you who've been with me for a while, even though I was MIA for a little bit. Welcome back. Today I'm going to do a little something different. I know you're wondering why I have this towel on my head. So today I'm going to do a twist out for you while I tell you a story. I'll probably come back tomorrow with the finished results because I generally like to leave the twists out in my hair for a couple of days. So basically I'm going to shoot this video, do the twist out with you guys, and then come back and show you the finished product, and I'll just attach pictures at the end of the video so you'll see the finished product when I finally take them down. Before I get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to share it if you can. Don't forget to tell your friends, whatever. I'm really trying to grow my channel this time around. I know, like I said, I was gone for a while, but I'm back with a vengeance. I plan on shooting videos, almost daily at this point because, as you guys know, I'm retired. I don't have much to do, and I really like to do videos. As you can see, I'm barefaced, no makeup, just got out the shower, just finished with this wash day routine. I don't know what you guys usually do, but I was telling you guys last video about the shampoo, right? So finally came on Amazon because I showed you guys 2 videos ago the shampoo that my wife uses, and the one that my consultant recommended for me is one just like that, except it's a little different. It's this one. And no, I'm not getting paid by these people or anything. It's this one. You know, people do this all the time, but with such a big bottle, I mean, it's not huge, but with such a big bottle, I don't know that really makes a difference. But anyway, it's this, and it has, let's see, orchard oil in it, and it is sulfate free, and it's fade defying, so it keeps my color the way I want it. Is the shampoo. I did not get the conditioner because, like I told you guys, I do have my protein treatments, and as far as conditioner, I have a different one that I use. Maybe I'll try the conditioner for this too. She didn't tell me to get that one, but I'll ask her when I go. Like I said, when I go back on my 6-week schedule, I'll ask her when I go there, does she think I should get the conditioner for it too? She'll probably tell me no because I already have really soft, fine hair anyway, so I don't know what she's going to say. But anyway, so let me just tell you the things that we're going to be using today. So you got your rubber bands. I have a 500 count. Rubber bands, or people don't like to call them that, but that's what they are. They call them, you know, the stretchy bands, whatever. I keep everything in a little case like this that I use for that. I'm going to use a few of these clips. And I have my little mirror in front of me, so if you guys see me looking down, I'm not looking at you. I'm just looking to make sure I have all the hairs, because every now and like generally I do it without a mirror, like when I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, and so when I'm done I have like 2 hairs here and there, and that really bothers me because now I'm like, oh, the rest of my hair is going to be curly, and that's not. Some people like the curly bands just so the colorful bands just so that they can see them in their hair, because their hair is generally black, but my hair is all different colors, as you guys know, so I don't think it will really make a difference. Anyway, on to the story. First, there's no big reveal. You guys have seen my hair. And when I do it, just so you guys know, no, I don't go in any particular order. I don't do it super neat. I don't have this, oh, let me do this section, then this section, and this section. No, I just do a twist out. So sometimes I do them chunky. Sometimes I do them small. It just depends on what I'm in the mood to do. So I'm going to start, sometimes I start small and get bigger because I get tired and I'm lazy. All right. Some of you, I know, can feel me on that because we all have been there, done that. Drop one, but I probably won't use it anyway. We've all been there, done that. So it is what it is. You guys also may hear the door open and close here and there. My wife is out on the porch with the doggy so that they don't bother me, but they may come in and go into the room later to watch some TV. So first I'm just going to section off a little piece of my hair, and then I'll use my clips to hold the rest back. So anyway, on to the story about my wife and how I met her and how we ended up married, right? So, we met in 2015 online. No, it was not a dating website. We met on a meetup site. So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Meetup. I'm not being endorsed by anybody again. I'll say that again. We met, so I was a part of, I had moved to Atlanta in 2014. In June of 2014, I moved to Atlanta because I wanted a new start. I wanted to do something different. So I decided to put my house for rent because I owned a house here. Decided to put it up for rent and moved to Atlanta for a little bit just to get a new start, try something different. So me and my daughter packed up, moved out. At the time, I had a girlfriend, right? So she said she was going to join me later. We had been having all kind of issues in our relationship. Anyway, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, and I was wrong for it, but when I met her, I wasn't really into her, but I did it anyway because on paper we made so much sense, right? As far as money is concerned, as far as what she had going on, what I had going on. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard what people say, on paper we make sense, but in reality we didn't. We fought every single day of our whole relationship. Like, made no sense. It didn't matter. She said the sky was blue, I said it was green. There you go. There's a fight. You know what I mean? Never physically, just it was arguments every day. So anyway, that's just a little backstory, which you guys needed to know, and you'll see why later. Anyway, so moved to Atlanta in 2014. I was a part of a meetup for Northern lesbians living in the South. Because I am originally from New York, as all of you know. And so I wanted to meet other Northerners who lived in Atlanta because I know that a lot of people from New York moved to Georgia because New York is so expensive, right? So anyway, one day I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and this is one of the times we're actually doing pretty decent. So I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and I get a message on one of the meetup groups that says, hey, how you doing? So there's this chick on there, bald-headed chick, and I mean bald, right? And so I'm like, babe, some bald chick just hit me up on the meetup group because I believe in open communication. I tell whoever I'm with everything. I don't hold anything back. Even in especially in open relationships, like my wife and I have an open relationship. So that's where it's most important, right? Anyway, so I'm like, babe, there's somebody who's hitting me up. She was like, so, talk back to her. You wanted to meet people, talk back to her. Because I didn't really know anybody in Atlanta. Only my best friend lived there. So I moved there and I was staying with my best friend for like a month and a half until I found my own place, right? So I hit her back and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Where you from? Whatever. She's like, I'm from New York. And I'm like, oh, me too. That's cool. And on Meetup, it says like city and state you're from. And it said Freeport, New York, which is where I'm from. And she said, I can't remember the exact conversation, but she said, what's up, Lady Red Devil? So Lady Red Devil was our high school mascot in Freeport High School, right? So I'm like, what? So I'm like, yo, what? I was like, let me find out. So you're from Freeport too? So, and Freeport is not huge, right? So New York is pretty big. Everybody knows that. But Long Island, you can be from any city in Long Island, right? So I'm like, it's not often you meet somebody from Freeport. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, yo, so you from Freeport? Like, you went to Freeport High School? What year? Come to find out she's 2 years. She was 2 years behind me, right? So I probably saw her in the hallway every day. And in high school, I was a little bit of a bully. You know what I mean? And I wasn't doing the right thing, hanging out, smoking weed, that kind of thing, right? So, but she was a good girl. So probably walked past her in the hallway every day, never paid no attention, whatever. Kept it moving, went on about my business. So next thing you know, she's like, yes, I went there, class of 99, whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's what's up. So she seemed like a really cool person. So we started chatting it up, and I'm telling my girlfriend about this, like, yo, she's really cool. She went to school with me. And the more we talked, we just realized like we had a lot in common. Now, mind you, I have no romantic interest in her. And at the time with my girlfriend, we had already talked about having a polyamorous relationship, having other women or men, join us in a relationship, whatever. But I was not the least bit interested in, at the time, just what I was considering a friendship building. But my wife at the time, I was not interested in anything but building a friendship. And neither was she, because she's the type of person, we both believe in karma. What you do will come back to you. Anyway, so we just start talking, chit chatting, that kind of stuff. Me and my girlfriend are still going on about our business. We're, fighting here and there every other day, that kind of thing. And so I would tell my wife about it, like, but she wasn't my wife at the time or my girlfriend or anything. So I would tell her about it and I'd be like, yo, I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of fighting. And all of my really good friends who we've been friends 20 years plus had been telling me to break up with my girlfriend for the longest, right? And I'm like, I really should, but I'm not into hurting people. Like, some people really don't care. And I know that it hurts people worse when you draw it out, but I'm just really not into hurting people like that. And I felt like if I had just broken up with her, it would hurt her. So one day I just couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, no, before then, my wife was at the post office and she was like, hey, I'm having a little bit of an issue, whatever. We're just talking on the phone. And I was like, well, I'll come help you, whatever. I didn't have anything to do. You guys, like I said, I don't work. So I was like, I'll come help you. My daughter was in school. I was like, I'll meet you at the post office. I'll come help you figure it out. So I get to the post office, we talk to the lady, whatever. We decide to go sit down and eat. I tell my girlfriend about all of this. And so she's like, cool, you guys have a good time, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, she's really cool people, whatever. And at the time, I really have no interest in her now because I see her, she's short, she's brown skinned. I really like dark skinned people, kind of tall, that kind of thing, right? So I'm like, but she's so cool. So come to find out, she was military, right? So I'm military too, both Army, right? So I'm like, okay, so we both went to the same high school. We both were in the school at the same time as each other. Graduated 2 years apart, both in the military, right? So I'm like, cool. So we have so much in common. We like the same things. We believe in karma. All these kind of things, like just a lot of things in common. So, after that, we have lunch. She goes on about her business, goes home. I go on about my business, I go home. Later on, I didn't call her for like a week, right? Because I had been getting into it with my girlfriend and I don't have time to, even though, like I said, I was trying to build a friendship, I have other things. Like at the time, my family is my priority. And at the time, my girlfriend and my daughter are my family. So that means what? She's my priority. So we're sitting up here fighting every day. So one day I finally was like, you know what? Some of my friends, like I told you, of 20 years had been telling me to break up with her. So I was like, okay, you know what? Today is the day. So I break up with her. I'm like, I can't do this. I said, we're... Anyway, sorry guys. A call came through and it paused it for like 0.2 seconds and then kept going. Anyway, so I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This is just not working. We gotta let it go. So she cries, she curses me out, calls me every name under the sun. Her best friend calls me every name under the sun. I don't get down like that. I don't really care. So I'm like, okay, going about our business and leave it alone. So after that, I call Io, which is my wife, and I'm telling her, like, I didn't tell her we broke up. I'm just telling her, like, I was just so tired of fighting. We just kept getting into it, this, that, and the third. Now, here's where it gets a little hairy, okay? So, and this may be a little too much, but I hadn't had any while I was living in Atlanta and my girlfriend was living in Texas. So that means what? I'm not getting any. So I decide, you know what? I just want to get some. I don't even care. So I hit up old girl and I'm like, yo, I'm about to come through to your house, right? She has no idea that I broke up with my girlfriend. So I come by. She was like, okay, come by. You can come by and chill, whatever. Like I told you, she had no romantic interest in me. So I get over there. First of all, her dog, she had a dog that was like as big as a freaking horse. She had a mastiff, right? And it looked like it was going to eat me, so I'm terrified. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I decide I'm going to get undressed because, one, I don't come to people's house. And if they say, oh, you can come in here, and she was already in bed because it was late. And I don't leave, I don't leave the house until my daughter is in bed, right? So I'm like, okay. So I come over, it's late, and I decide to take off all my clothes. I still want a panty and bra, but I decide to take off all my clothes. And she's in the shower, And she decides, okay, we're gonna watch TV, this, that, and the third. So I decided to start messing with her, just playing with her, her face and all kind of other stuff. She was like, yo, back up, you got a girlfriend. I was like, no, I don't. We broke up. And things happen, one thing led to another, blah, blah, blah. Right? After that, we decided to really talk. Like, we were talking, and come to find out, we were stationed at the same places at the same time. Like, we literally were stationed like in Fort Bragg together at the same time. We were in combat together in the same place at the same time. And I already told you we were in high school together at the same time, same city. Like, it was just crazy. And I told you guys I believe in karma. And one day, if my wife ever comes on camera, you'll see she has a tattoo on the side of her face. It says 678 in Arabic. Why in Arabic? Because I was born and raised Muslim, right? And she practices Yoruba. Anyway, I'll get more into that another time, not right now. Anyway, 678. Let me explain that real quick, and I'll tell you why I'm explaining it. So 678, I told you she practiced Yoruba. So she had met with her godmother, which is a Yoruba thing, not her godmother like we think, right? And she had told her 6 months from now, you're going to meet somebody, and that's going to be the person you're meant to be with, right? I met her 6 months from the date that she talked to her I met her, and 6 months from that date, I met her 6 months from that date that she talked to her godmother, right? And so the 7, so that's 6, 7, and that was in the 8th month of the year. So it was August. Yeah, in August. No. Okay, sorry. So her godmother told her that she would know 6 months from the date she met somebody that was the one she was meant to be with. So 6 months after we met, which was in August, was the date she said she knew that I was the one that she was supposed to be with. So that was the 7th, the 8th month, and the 6 months from the date that we met. So that's the 6th, that's the 8th. The 7th is the date we got married. We got married on the 7th of December. So 6, 7, 8. That's why she has 6, 7, 8. So anyway, that was way ahead. Anyway, so after that, we just started talking and realizing about how much we had in common, how much we believed some of the same things, how much our families have in common. Like, there's just so much, other than the fact that she's Jamaican, she has a really strict upbringing, but a lot of things we have so much in common. But the crazy thing is, with all the things we have in common, we're so different, right? So if you guys ever see her, you'll look at her and assume like, oh, she's the more loose hip one, I guess you would say, the one who do things more so worldly, I guess. I don't know the right words to use, but I'm actually the more lenient one. She's the more strict one when it comes to like raising kids and that kind of thing. Like, she's a by the book type of chick. I'm not, right? But you would think I was compared to her. Anyway, so we start talking. We decide to get really serious. I talked to my daughter about her. She had gone as far as talking to my daughter and my best friend, asking about marriage. Now, I thought, because we had talked about it, and I told her from the beginning when we decided that we were going to do this, because she would always say like, oh, I don't believe in marriage, this, that, and the third. And she would always say like, we're not in a relationship, this is a situationship. And I'm a grown woman, okay? I don't have time to play these games. I got my own life, got my own money, got my own everything. I don't need to play games. We're going to do it or we're not, right? I don't beat around the bush. So I told her from the beginning, look, I don't date for more than 2 years. If you don't know in 2 years that you want to be married, then we have nothing to talk about. After that, we can keep it moving, because I know what my ultimate goal is. My ultimate goal is to be married. And we had just talked about the fact that she also believed in open relationships and polyamory. And it's hard to find somebody who truly believes in that, because you'll get a lot of people who say that they believe in that. But when it comes down to it, if you ever talk to somebody else, you can see the jealousy. And then that will let you know right there, that is not the one. If that's what you truly believe in, that's not the relationship for you. My wife is not like that, nor am I. We're very open. So anyway, that was another huge thing we had in common. So that I really love that. A lot of people, that may not be your thing, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But it's ours anyway, and it's part of our love story. So anyway, she had talked to my best friend. She had talked to my daughter about asking for my hand in marriage. I didn't know this, right? So I say, you know what? We had decided, because my daughter was going through some things, and so we decided we're going to move back to Texas because she had so many friends here, because I had been stationed in Texas the longest, and I retired here in Texas. So she had so many friends here. So we decided to move back. You know, my tenants had moved out of the house, so we moved back to Texas. When we moved back, she decided she was going to move down with me. I'm fine with that, okay? Because we decided to get serious, and my ex still lived here. By this time, me and my ex are still friends. You know, we had talked through everything. We made it through everything. We got past everything. And speaking of which, she had gotten married. By the time I moved back to Texas, she had gotten married. So she didn't waste no time, right? So no drama, no issues. I'm still friends with quite a few of my exes, to tell you the truth, because I don't end things on a bad note. I'm not a bad person. They're generally not bad people. Things just didn't work with us. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we moved back here, and we moved into the house. We decided to get all new furniture because everything, you know, was mine already. You know, because I had the house built, this, that, and the third, and I had lived there with my daughter for so many years. And I wanted her to feel like it was her house, too. I didn't want to move into the house, and next thing you know, she didn't have anything, and she really felt like, well, this is just your space. So we got rid of everything, started anew, whatever. In time, I'm going to fast forward to the proposal, right? Not a traditional proposal. She didn't get down on one knee. We were car shopping. We went to, in car shopping for our daughter, and I do say our daughter because when she came into my life, she took the role, you know, she did her thing, and I'm happy about that. My daughter loves her, so that's freaking amazing, right? So anyway, we were car shopping. We were at the Toyota dealership, and we were looking around, and it was a rainy day on a Friday, December 4th. Yeah, December 4th. Rainy day, December 4th, 2015. We're walking around, looking around the Toyota dealership, seeing what we can find, seeing if we like anything for her, whatever. We're like, well, you know, we'll come back later. Not really sure that we like anything for her because my daughter is petite, so I don't want a big car for her. I don't want anything, you know, too small, too big, that kind of thing. So besides, we had time because she didn't graduate, you know, till later. She was only a sophomore at the time. So we decided to get in the car, and my wife says, I have something to tell you, but I don't want you to get mad. So you guys know, whenever somebody tells you that, what is the first thing you're ready to do? Like, you're already on a defensive, because at this point you're like, okay, I can see this is something I'm going to get mad about. Because if somebody tells you, don't get mad, then immediately you want to get mad because you know it's not going to be something good. So we get in the car, and I'm like, all right, what's up? Tell me what's on your mind. You know what I mean? And I thought she was going to tell me because she does stuff like, she likes to, I'm very frugal. My wife is the spender, right? So I thought she was going to tell me, well, oh, I bought a car and I didn't tell you, right? So I'm going to be mad about that, right? So you can't tell me not to be mad. So this is what I'm thinking. So next thing you know, she says, she starts going into this, how much she loves me, how much she couldn't imagine her life without me or my daughter. She never thought that she would ever get married in her life. Her life has changed so much, and it's just so much like everything that she just started getting off of her chest. And then next thing you know, she says, you know, will you marry me? And you guys can say, oh, that's not romantic, whatever, but realize something. For the woman who said she never wanted to get married, it's romantic, right? And I don't care where you ask at. If you know the time is right, the time is right, right? She didn't have a ring or anything like that, nor did I care. I was just happy because I knew that this was the woman that I needed to spend the rest of my life with. I knew this was the one for me, right? So I just said yes. And I was like, let's go get married right now. And she was like, what? Right now? And I'm like, yeah, let's go now. So, but it was late in the day, and I'm like, okay, well, we decided to go that Monday. Like I said, it was December 4th. We went December 7th. That day, we just decided to go buy rings and that kind of stuff, and we went and bought matching boots. I'll attach some pictures. We didn't have a traditional. Now, we did do it later. We had our vow renewal where we invited friends, and I wore a dress and all that kind of stuff. But we're not traditional people. I don't know if you guys have realized that we're not very traditional people. So we went and bought like some hats, some matching hats, and this, that, and the third, and bought some boots, and we wore red and black basically for our wedding. But that was how we met. That was how she proposed to me, and that Monday we got married, and that was one of the happiest days in my life. Not the happiest day, because the happiest day was the day I gave birth to my 20-year-old baby, who is not a baby anymore, because like I said, she's 20. Who's gone now? She's back in LA. But anyway, that was the story of our love. That was the story of how we met, and that was the story of how we got married. I don't think I ever got to tell you guys that before. I just felt like, reminiscing and thinking back on it, like, it's so surreal and so crazy, because it's like, if you guys ever see, you know how you guys see in like movies where people like, man, we've been in each other's lives for 20 years, but never knew it, right? Because it would be like you took a picture and that person who was standing in the background was the same person you ended up marrying later on, but you never knew them then, but now they're your husband or wife. It felt like that, you know what I mean? Like with everything that we have in common, everything that has happened, but everything happens for a reason and in its own time. I wasn't ready earlier. Had I met her any time before, in any of those times, whether it was in combat, whether it was in Fort Bragg, whether it was in high school, we would not be together right now. She would not be my wife, and I can guarantee you that. So everything happens for a reason. God has His time for everything. So anyway, that's enough of that. This video is super duper long, so I think I'm gonna have to cut it down a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna cut out though, because it's also so important to the story. But at the end, I'm gonna throw in a few pictures. I'm gonna show you pictures of how my hair turns out. I didn't get to finish showing you what my hair looks like on here, because this takes me a couple of hours to do. So what I will do is come back when I'm done and show you guys the finished twist out product, and then after that, when it's dry and I've had it in for a couple of days, then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I take it all out and it's semi curly. My hair doesn't generally hold that long just because I go to the gym a lot, so, and the first place I sweat is in my head. But I'll see you guys when I come back. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I'll be back later. Don't forget again to hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to share. Hit the little bell so you know when I post another video, which will be almost daily at this point. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.